Rick Wiles is a lunatic Christian fundamentalist, and he stopped by the con man televangelist Jim Bakker Show to share his brilliant theory on Muslim terrorism.
And what John is saying is he believes the Muslims are being sent into this country to bring punishment to those nations. And I looked at it, United States, Canada, went all the way down through Central and South America, and the countries, there are some countries that have zero abortion.
Right.
And they also have zero Muslim population. And then when you get to the United States and Canada, you have the highest level of Muslim immigration and the highest level of abortion. And I believe they're going to be used to extract vengeance. I should say to extract revenge, punishment on this country for aborting the babies.
Okay, so wait. Then don't you agree with the Muslim terrorists? But that's the theory you're outlining. You're saying, well, abortion is so terrible and so wrong and so immoral that God sent Muslim fundamentalists to get revenge, to correct our immoral Western asses. That's the argument you're making. That's the argument you're making. So do you not even realize that what you're doing is you're saying, we kind of agree with the Muslims? And this goes back to something we've spoken about time and time again, which is that whether or not Christian fundamentalists realize it, they're buddy-buddy with the Muslim fundamentalists. I mean, you go on policy issue for policy issue, and you tell me the connecting tissue here. Who is it that hates gays? I love how you have conservative Christians always try to connect liberals and Muslims together. Like, oh, yeah, they're working together. The fuck are you talking about? I couldn't disagree more with Muslim fundamentalists. I disagree with them on virtually everything. But you agree with them on many things. You know, oh, you hate gays, they hate gays. You want a theocracy, an American theocracy, a Christian theocracy. They want a theocracy as well, and that's what they're actively pushing for. You are militaristic. You think violence is the answer to everything. So do they. And remember, you know, you might say, well, Kyle, you're being unfair to them. They've never come out and said explicitly, like, well, yeah, we're kind of with them. Not true. There was a caller into Brian Fisher's radio show. Remember, Brian Fisher, also an evangelical, fundamentalist Christian, super far right-wing. Somebody called into his show and said, you know, Brian, I've been thinking about it, and I think living under Muslim law, living under Sharia law, is preferable to what we have now in America. And he laid out exactly why, and he said a lot of the things I'm saying right now. Here are the things that they agree with us on. And Brian was like, you know, I don't necessarily disagree with you. So, again, this is classic Republican projection. They do this time and time and time again. They say, oh, it's the liberals and the Muslims are working together, and they're the problem, and we're the good guys. But the reality is, the liberals are the ones who are against militarism, are for gay rights, and you go down the list, all of their policy beliefs are counter to not only Muslim fundamentalists, but to you, and you guys agree. And I like the other things that are made up there, too. He's like, you know, I saw some countries have zero abortion. Which countries? Which countries are you talking about? No abortion, I promise, I swear. What statistics? Where did you get your statistics from? They just make everything up. And did you know, by the way, according to the Guttmacher Institute, there are countries that have banned abortion, and in those countries, there is actually more abortion than in countries where it's legal. You want to know why? Because you pushed it underground. Women and people in general are going to need those services one way or the other. But if you ban it and you push it underground, well, then you make it a worse situation for everybody because the abortion's going to happen either way. But now you made it so that a woman can get an infection because it happened with a fucking coat hanger with some shady dude in a back alley, and now she may die as well. So these are just facts, man. These are just statistics, that there are more abortions in some countries where they've actually banned abortion. So the best situation to have is where it's safe, legal, and rare, as the old saying goes. And another way to combat abortion is what? The best way to combat abortion. Contraception, condoms, the pill, IUDs, free clinics, sex education. All the things the liberals are for would stop unwanted pregnancies and STDs and abortions. But again, what do you want to do? You want to live in fantasy land. We don't want to have any of those things, and we don't want teens to ever have sex, and we don't want any unwanted pregnancies and no abortions. Interesting. Well, perhaps you should move to Narnia, because there you might be able to implement some of your ideas.